Before I tell you how Jaafar Jackson spent 3 years completely disappearing into his Uncle Michael's skin and what happened when he finally had to find himself again, hit that subscribe button right now, because this is the story that explains everything. Did you watch what happened last night? The Michael biopic just crossed $1 billion at the global box office. Jaafar Jackson became a global superstar overnight. But after 3 years of living, breathing, and becoming the king of pop, he had to face an impossible question. Who is Jaafar without Michael? Here's the thing. Jaafar Jackson spent 3 years studying his uncle, poring over archival footage, writing, and working with Michael's past collaborators. He dissociated the familial relation and studied Michael as if he were a complete stranger. Every day was grueling. Every moment was consumed by the weight of one of the most complicated legacies in music history. And then, suddenly, it was over. The cameras stopped rolling, the press tour ended, and Jaafar was left alone with his own reflection. What happens when you spend 3 years inside someone else's skin and then have to climb back into your own? Here's the moment that changes everything. In a wide-ranging new interview with GQ Middle East, Jaafar finally opened up about what happened after living in his uncle's shadow, and his answer stunned everyone. "I experienced the best I could experience as an artist on a stage as Michael," he explained. "Me doing it as Jaafar would just feel weird." The performance of a lifetime had unexpectedly quelled his own musical ambitions. He no longer wanted to be a solo artist. He'd already reached the pinnacle, just not as himself. "I don't have the mindset of wanting to do that for myself, because I don't think I would be satisfied," he admitted. Now here's what makes this even more fascinating. Before music or acting ever entered the picture, Jaafar wanted to be the next Tiger Woods. He'd golf in the house, break windows, and get in trouble. "Being Tiger level was my mindset," he said. "I wanted to get good and be able to compete and do tournaments," he said. But life took him down a different fairway. His father Jermaine encouraged him to learn a Jackson 5 song in his early teens. Then producer Graham King offered him the role of a lifetime, and for 3 years he completely surrendered himself to his uncle's psyche. Now, though, the stillness is unavoidable. He's returned to his childhood golf course, trying to reconnect with a long-lost passion. But he's also caught a different kind of performance bug, the drive to completely transform into characters. He's joined Will Smith in the action thriller Supermax. He's not looking back. Don't click away, because what Jaafar revealed about Michael's final years is the part that will absolutely break your heart, and it involves a side of the king of pop that the world never saw. Here's the final twist. After 3 years living in Michael's shadow, Jaafar doesn't want to escape the legacy. He wants to complete it. He hopes the Michael sequel will give audiences more insight into his uncle's point of view on the child abuse allegations that shadowed his later years. He wants Michael's voice to finally be heard. He was seeking a more spiritual journey, just because of, I would imagine, the type of scrutiny and the level of pressure he was probably feeling from the press, Jaafar said. He wants to show his uncle's kindness, even though Michael was broken after battling years of allegations. The first film focused on Michael's roots. The sequel will show the man behind the headlines. And Jaafar, after 3 years of living in his shadow, is the only person who could tell that story. So what happened after Jaafar Jackson lived in Michael Jackson's shadow for 3 years? He didn't lose himself. He found a new version of himself. The boy who wanted to be Tiger Woods became the king of pop on screen. The shy kid who never dreamed of acting delivered a $1 billion performance. And the nephew who carried his uncle's legacy on his shoulders is now ready to carry his own. If this story gave you chills, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm tracking every single moment of Jaafar Jackson's incredible journey, and next week I'll reveal what he said about the one scene in the sequel that made the entire crew break down crying. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an update. And remember, sometimes the greatest performances aren't the ones where you become someone else, they're the ones where you finally become yourself.